light is tempted? Why is it that those destined for greatness often face the deepest and most painful struggles with lust? Why is it that those who walk closest to the light are also the ones most haunted by darkness? It's a question we don't ask enough, because the answer is uncomfortable. You may think it's only the weak who struggle, that the battle with lust is something for the undisciplined, the ungodly, or the lost, but that's not true. In fact, it's often the opposite. The more anointed, the more set apart, the more you become a target. Lust is not just a physical urge, it's a spiritual assault, a strategy of the enemy, a silent war that attacks the soul more than the flesh. And it begins subtly, with a glance, a thought, a moment of curiosity, then grows quietly in the shadows of your mind. Think of David, the warrior king, the psalmist, the man after God's own heart. He had known victory in battle, worship in intimacy, and covenant with God, but still, in a moment on a rooftop, he fell. A glance turned into desire, desire turned into sin, and sin into shame. Or Samson, born with divine purpose, power beyond human limits, set apart from birth. Yet it wasn't armies that brought him down. It was Delilah. Not a sword, but seduction. Not a battlefield, but a bedroom. His downfall didn't begin with defeat, but with desire. You see, the enemy doesn't waste energy on people who pose no threat. He studies the ones marked for greatness. He watches those set apart. And lust is his precision weapon. Because if he can corrupt your purity, he can slow your purpose. If he can derail your discipline, he can delay your destiny. Scripture says in Ephesians 6:12, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against rulers, against authorities, against the powers of this dark world, and against spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms." Lust is a spiritual war. And the chosen are prime targets. The enemy is cunning. He doesn't just tempt, he isolates. First comes the thought, then the shame, then the silence. He whispers, "No one else feels this way. You can't tell anyone." So you hide. And when you hide, you stop praying. When you stop praying, you start drifting. But here's the truth. If you're in the fight, you're not failing. You're fighting. If you feel the weight of this war, it's not proof of failure. It's proof you're still in the war, and God hasn't abandoned you. His grace doesn't run out just because you're tired. Light isn't the absence of darkness. It's the refusal to surrender to it. And every time you choose prayer over pornography, worship over wandering, scripture over shame, you win. Not because you're perfect, but because you're persistent. The fact that lust comes after you so hard, it's not a sign that you're failing. It's a sign that you're dangerous to the enemy. Your life is meant to reflect the purity and power of heaven. And the enemy will do everything to muddy that mirror. This is only the beginning. In this series, we will dig deeper into how lust enters, how it multiplies in isolation, and how spiritual warfare can set you free. Victory isn't just possible, it's promised to those who fight with truth, accountability, and grace. You are not your temptations. You are not your past. You are not what you hide. You are what God called you when He chose you, redeemed, restored, risen. So don't quit, don't hide. The fight is holy, and the light in you is still there.